Hello everybody and welcome back to Barley Farms, Chipping Norton. So in the previous episode we got the first load of barley in. In this episode we are going to get this next field all done. Then we can get them cultivated and turn over. Well, we don't need to cultivate them because we can direct drill. Unless we're going to do our vegetables up here, which I'm beginning to think might be an easier option because the header is now a lot bigger. We might move our arable fields up the other end of the farm and leave these for potatoes, sugar beet and that sort of thing. So I'm going to quickly crack on with getting all of this barley done. Then we can take it to the mill, get it in the mill and we go from there. Right. I'll quickly time lapse this and we shouldn't take too long. Right, that is all of the barley done. So we'll get that tipped into the mill. Hope we're not quite going to fill the trailer, so I'm going to pull the combine to the edge of the field and then we'll come and get the next load and hopefully we can attach the header trailer to the back of the trailer and we can get the header out of here as well. So just pull this up here out of the way. We'll take the first load over to the mill. Well, the second load, because we did a load last episode, but the first load from us. We'll get this dropped off there. And then we'll come back, get the header, empty the rest of the combine. And then we should be able to get something to pick all this straw up. I'll see you guys shortly. Right, the header trailer is now in the field. And we're going to take this last 8,000 litres over to the farm. We're going to stop by the chickens first, top them up. I know we've got wheat in the silo, but while I've got it in the trailer, I might as well top it up. And then we'll dump the rest in the mill, and it can all be flour. So hopefully we might be able to see if there's a bakery on the map, and if not, we could always build a small bakery over at our little area where we're building stuff, so we'll keep an eye out and we'll see what's best. I think I'm going to return our wagon, forage wagon, just because it's quite small and we're going to have a lot of straw, and we're going to lease a bigger one and then build a hayloft, and we're going to keep the straw in there, and then we're going to start stockpiling hay as well. So we might end up buying a bigger hay field, or doing two, or taking one of them fields out of action and making it grass, because with 2 lots of cows going, we are getting through it quite a lot. The other option we do have is we could build a silage pit and make silage, because it runs about the same as hay. It's 80%, I believe. We could just do grass, cut it, pick it up with a forage wagon, and do it like that. So I'm not sold which way we're going to go yet, but we'll pick one and we'll do it, just because it'll make our life 10 times easier. So we'll see what the chickens want to eat. Yeah, they didn't take a lot, and now we'll go dump the rest of this into the mill. We do desperately need to take all the tractors to go get some new tyres, because this one is fairly slippy when it's a bit wet out. It's jumping all over the place, so we'll get this dumped in there, we'll get the combine back to the yard, and then we'll look at picking straw up. So we're just going to run down to the shop. I need to get the combine back up to the yard, but I'm just going to run down to the shop, trade this in for a bit bigger model, fill her up with diesel because she's out of diesel. We're going to fill up with our blue because we're out of our blue, and we're going to change the tyres so it's less slippy. So it's going to be rather expensive at the shop, but we'll get down there and then we can work out how much it's all going to cost us. So just filled up with diesel, cost us £586. Now it's time to put some new tyres and return this. So we've been leasing this item at a substantial cost, but it's been useful for us, so we'll return that now. And we're going to put a new set of tyres onto it. It's going to be £2,112 for some fresh rubber. But it is definitely needed. We're going to leave the repair for now because it's quite expensive, but there we are. Fresh new tyres that are not bald. So that should help with some field work, and it should give this tractor a lot more grip again. So we're going to have a look now at a new forage wagon. So let's have a look. So we had this one. So this one was 16.1 meters cubed. We could go for a 26, or do we go for something really big and make the job easier? I actually think we might go for this one because it's £100,000. It holds 35,000 litres, but it's 100 grand. The next one for 5,000 more litres is up 41,000 pounds, sorry, so quite an expensive jump. So I believe this one should be all we need. So let's go into it, and I think we're going to just lease it again. We'll put a silage tank on it just in case. And it's going to be £5,000 a lease per day it's £1,000. So a bit more expensive than the last one. But at the end of the day, if we decide that we'll get a baler or something, we will stop doing this and we'll get some bales, which might even be the option we go for. There we go. So the tyre pressure is nicely pumped up. We'll put the variable tyre pressure on it, just so that if we're getting stuck in the mud, we can deflate them, or if they're leaving too big of a rut, we'll deflate them. So I'll head back to the yard, into the field, and then we can soon start picking up some straw. There we go, so we just used the new forage wagon, got probably 2 and a bit strips, and we're full at 35,000 litres. So we'll get this across the yard, we'll dump it in the cows, and then we'll come back and carry on clearing the field. And then once we're full, we'll work out where and if we can afford a hayloft. So it'd be quite nice to get a hayloft, and then we can store all this straw, because I think these are the only two fields that are going to give us straw this year, and then we can keep the cows nice and topped up with straw for bedding. We'll get this first load tipped. As you can see, I think the bedding's pretty much out, and this will start to top them back up. So let's have a look. So yeah, they were quite empty. And we're going to virtually fill them in one trailer. We do need to get some food for them as well. So yeah, this is a hayloft that actually makes it into total mixed rations for us if we add hay. But really we want to store it, because that would be the most idealist option for us, so that we can choose what we want to do. So if we want to bed the cows, we can put hay down, and then if we want to make total mixed rations, we can make total mixed rations. So let's find, I think we've only got the one hayloft on there, and it's not in there. I'm looking in the wrong bit again, which is this one. So I think we put it just there, leaving enough room to go through the middle. And there we are. We've got a nice hayloft. We should be able to go tip this in there now. I know we ain't got a lot of money left, but I'm hoping the biomass from that manure and slurry we took, it starts to pay off, and then we can always sell some more in the morning because we've now bedded the cows down. We do need to get some total mixed rations set up in the cow pasture, otherwise they won't do anything overnight. So let's get that first load tipped in there. And there we go. So I believe these hold about 75, is it 75,000 litres? I can't remember. Let's have a look. It's 250,000 litres, so we should be well under that by the time we've got this straw picked up. And we'll head back there. I'll carry on picking some up, and then we'll probably jump in the fast track and just quickly nip over with a Bailey's trailer once the hour's up and we've got a bit more cash to go get some total mixed rations for the cows. But I'll carry on picking up straw until that point. Right, I'm just going to quickly run up to the other farm where we've got the viable silo and buy some total mixed rations, because it's 6 o'clock now and the rain's going to start any minute. We want our cows to be fed overnight and we haven't got a lot of money, so I'm just going to fill it up until we're out of money, and then we'll get some ones tipped in the dairy cows, and then we'll see about the Highlands, because I think they're now out of food, but we'll see how much we can buy for our £6,000 and we'll get them topped up accordingly. So I'll see you guys back at the yard shortly. So we managed to get 17,879 litres before we hit -8 pounds. We'll get it chucked into the cows, get them producing again. I did check, the other cows still got 7,000 litres of hay, so they are doing alright at the moment. So if we go check, they're doing alright, they're happy. So they're nearly, I think next month is the month we will get them all sold. And then hopefully we can make a few pound off them. What we're going to do is we're going to go to sleep for June, because we're going to have to go deeper into the hole, get into the minuses with all our thing, and then we can, at least we'll have a load of produce to sell to bring us back out, and then we can start working out a game plan for our next load of fields. I don't believe anything is going to be ready to harvest this month, so we will double check. I stand corrected. The 2 canola fields are now ready. So we will move the combine from down here into these, and we'll get the canola pulled in. I think that's all that's ready. Yeah. So yeah, it's just the 2 canola fields are going to be ready this month, so we'll slow time down a bit. We're going to have to make some money because we're -14,000 in the hole now. And there's plenty to do, and the rain's coming, so we'll definitely slow time down, and we will crack on with the different bits and bobs we need. So first of all, we will move the combine, might set a worker up on doing some canola harvesting, and then we can run with the 2 tractors back and forth as and when we are required. So let's get this combine moved across into the canola fields. Header on its trailer. It's just unfortunate we've got to go the long way around because I don't think there's an easy way of getting through there. We'll get that put on there, chuck the trailer on, and I'll see you in the fields, and we'll get a worker, start harvesting. So we haven't actually got any money to put on a worker, so we're going to have to do some money making first. So I'm going to drop the trailer off for now, unless our cows are ready to sell. So we'll just have a quick look, make sure. Yeah, so the health is the thing. So I believe this is the month where we sell our cows. So let's get them sold. They're £2,800 each, so we'll get them sold. There's 10 of them, so we should have a fair few pennies off that. And then we'll buy some more soon. So click on our Highland Cows, all 10 of them, £27,000. And there we go. Cows are now sold. So how much were they to buy back? 300 quid. So we will get some more. Not many because we do need some money, so we'll get 10 more again. And we'll start the process of making some cows. So we've got all of this to take to the sell point. We'll have cider, we'll have jam, so we'll make sure we'll go around now. We should be able to set the combine driver off going. And we'll get some produce sold to bring a few more pennies in. Then we can pick up the rest of the straw, get it in the hay loft, cut the hay, put that in the hay loft, and then we just need some silage. Right, I will catch up with you guys when we get to the sell point. So here we are with the next load of produce, so let's get it sold. That was £40,000. Not a lot, but it's enough to keep us in the positive again this month. So I might just run down, see what cider we've made overnight, see what jam we've made and get that sold. But first, I think we have to jump in the fast track, put the Bailey's trailer on and go and empty the combine because the canola is producing well. And then we can get the canola tipped into the mill and we'll get canola processing into oil again. Because we need that for our potatoes. And we can get it distributing straight to potatoes, ready for when we get them into a crisp factory. So I'll go empty the combine, run up to the cider factory, and I'll see if we've made anything overnight. So I'll see you guys there. We've got another 7,000 litres of cider, and we've got 4 or 5 pallets of jam. So that's not bad going. So we'll get them sold, because every extra penny counts at the moment. There we go, another £17,000 for our cider production. We'll nip over here and pick up the jam. So it's a bit interesting to get into this one, but we'll get in it and pick up the next load of jam. I think it's 4, is it, we've got? Yeah, 4,000 litres of jam, so not too bad. And we'll get that over to the farmer's market on the way back to the farm, get it sold, and then we can crack on with straw. So I think that's all the straw we're going to collect for now. 100,000 litres is far ample because we need room in there for hay and grass. So we'll put this in the shed and we'll just keep 100,000 litres. I know we're going to waste a bit in the field, but I mean we could sell it, but it won't be the time of the year it sells. December's the best time and it's not really worth too much. So I'll keep it in the field. We ain't going to do anything with the field for a while yet. Or we might do something next month with it. I'm not sure yet. So we'll just keep it there for now, and then if we decide, we will use it. It looks like our new thing doesn't fit in the shed. It's too big. Typical. So we'll park this one outside as well. So this tractor is in desperate need of some AdBlue. I forgot to pick some up when we went to the store earlier. And I would imagine as soon as we turn it off, it will not start again. So I'll pull this up down here. And if I turn it off, well, it's going to start. Very strange. Must just have a few dregs left. So we'll leave that here for now anyway. And put it up at the side of the water butt. And I believe he's got the first field of canola sorted for us. It's a happy day. So we'll go get him emptied. We'll tip this in the mill. And then we'll get that combine set up in the next field. So, we should be able to reactivate canola distribution, so we'll get that turned back on. And I did forget to turn the barley flour on, so we can turn that on. Got 70,000 litres of barley in there. And then I think, what have we got on the potato factory? So yeah, it's got plenty of room for canola oil. And I think we sold all the sunflower oil last time. So I think we're going to leave it there today, guys. We've done quite a lot this episode. We've managed to get the straw, most of the straw in. We've got a new hayloft. We sold our cows. We bought some new cows. We've also, what else have we done? We've sold some produce to make sure we're out the minus. And we got all of our barley done, and the first field of canola is now in the mill. So next time we'll carry on with the canola, and then we'll look into what we're drilling next year. So thank you for watching. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Any comments, please leave them below. And if you hit the little subscribe button and ring the bell, you'll get notifications of all our videos. So thank you, and I'll see you next time.